But I can go through like my updates quickly, and then Ed, we can hand it over to you towards the end because you got to like jump in and out. So um, maybe that makes the most sense, unless you want to go now. I guess up to you.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll get started because I don't see my family right now. But yeah. So we've been one of the things I wanted to run through the group, I guess, was starting an LLC for the project. Uh, Mostly, I'm really like concerned about the liability, especially with the pontoon. I mean, if I God forbid, I break my leg. I mean, I got help. I got insurance to do my job. I'll be okay. But bringing other people into the group, a rental property, I kind of didn't want to leave ourselves exposed to anything like that legally and liability wise. So unless anybody has any concerns with that, I can move forward. Uh, Here in Texas, it's really easy to do. And since we're filming in Texas, I think it does need to be, or it's better that we do so. But I did have that, so that was my number one concern, right? LLC for liability. But I was also, it dawned on me also that we could use, and this is kind of a pitch that I want to make towards for the group. Um, I think in these meetings, but what's going on and what we're doing in the background to all this. Sorry, somebody they're singing "Happy Birthday." I don't know if that's in the background, but
You
um,
don't hear it. It's all right. Keep going.
yeah. So the I wanted to run that kind of pitch, maybe doing a documentary about the movie because I think we have a separate opportunity here where we can show what it's taking to set this up, right? Like what we're doing in the background. So we can have a standalone short and then maybe 40 minutes of documentary with the 20-minute short at the end, making it for a total for an hour. Hey, Adriana, how are you?
Good.
Um,
How are you guys?
Good, good. And so I think the value in that is that, you know, we
Buenas
all know
noches.
Robert Rodriguez. We all know his story, right? Where, he did something on his own, low budget. And now he's continuing with Brass Knuckles, and we got the Cinderella story there where we get to pitch our stories. A couple of people got picked. Hopefully, they get picked up and they make a movie. But now that we're doing our thing with our group, that's kind of an extension of that, right? That's kind of like, it didn't end at the best story wins. It actually continued with us in our group, right? And so, with that being said, eventually at some point, somebody's going to ask Robert, whether through one of the Brass Knuckles projects or something else that he's putting up. At some point, somebody's going to ask him, hey, so how's Brass Knuckles doing? And, he's going to say, hey, it was great. We had the meetings, we picked out the best story wins. But on top of that, we had this group join together and actually make a film themselves. And it carries on that mythos, right? It carries on the story of what got started here and what we're kind of building towards, right? And so after that, the next question is going to be, oh, they put a movie together. Well, where can we watch it, right? So I think that's where the value is going to come in for us, just to have that ready. The LOC will keep the chain of title going in case anybody wants to, even if we put it on like Tubi or whatever, right? I'm not saying we're going to monetize it and, make $1 million, but I want to be ready now for that opportunity, right? So that's kind of my pitch. What does that mean for us? What does that look like? I mean, first things first, like right after we start this meeting, we're recording this meeting, but after we start this meeting, or when we end this meeting, record yourself and just see how you feel. It's like, hey, I'm glad, we choose a different date. I'm glad we got that. That feels great. Ed's idea, I don't like it, whatever, like it's not bad to have a little drama in there, right? I'm not saying make anything up. We want to be, sincere, but and authentic. But just record your thoughts. It's like, oh, maybe Ed's complicating this too much. I don't know, whatever case, good or bad. but just start doing that. If we're doing any film tests, lens tests on our own, we're trying to get prepared. Kind of have a little footage of that, right? So that we can make that kind of documentary style, have that ready. So we'll have the standalone short film, but then we'll also have a documentary, the making of what we all went through, right? So that's kind of my pitch for now. Any thoughts on that or concerns or issues
Yeah, I
that need?
mean, no, I think that's a great idea. We briefly talked about partly recording these as like the start of, that sort of concept. And so, I think your idea of, little like selfies of how we're individually going through this, but also having somebody on set maybe that's just dedicated to capturing some behind the scenes stuff. And then we could always fill in some like sit down type of like interview soundbitey things from the director or the whoever, to kind of fill it out. So I think that's a great idea.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I
sold
just
on.
don't want to miss out on footage that we may have available, right? It's like just start filming yourself like whatever, And anytime you think about it or do something towards it, just kind of
Yeah,
film yourself.
filming yourself do anything. I was thinking about like even when I'm editing, like if I'm like, what was I really trying to say here? Like even like capturing that kind of stuff, or like if you're thinking about if you're looking at that spreadsheet and be like, what the hell is going on? Or like anything, right? Like anything, like if you're recording yourself doing like the audition stuff. Like I think anything and everything. And then Dan, to your point, like when we're out there, like having someone dedicated covering our work, I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, I'm sold on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the LLC thing, thank you for bringing that up. I mean, that was one of my concerns, liability, when I was looking at, some of these documents about, safety coordinators and who's gonna CPR and all that stuff. It's like personally, I don't mind having some responsibility for part of it, but if something does go wrong, what is our liability? Who's on the hook for this stuff? And if the LLC solves some of those problems, like hell yeah.
So you'll, question, so you'll do it as a Pontoon LLC kind of thing?
Or whatever the name is. We'll have to talk
We
about
can we
that.
can pick. Yeah, I think we have to pick a name. I think we want a name that scales through time, right? Like this is just
Yeah, more
one
general. Yeah, yeah.
part. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So
got
like
it, got
whether
it.
or not yeah, whether or not it's a variation, brass knuckles, or we come up with our own name. Yeah, for sure.
But
In
Ed, so
general,
you have experience, that you know how to like set up the LLC, but also make sure that we have the liability coverage and that sort of thing. And what does that entail exactly? Like cost and that sort of thing.
okay, so for to answer a few questions, for the name, usually for production, it's just the title. So it could be Pontoon Movie LLC or Pontoon LLC. It's something related to whatever the
You,
title is. Um, After that, I have set up an LLC, but that's been years ago. But I looked at the website and it looks like it's even easier now to do. In Texas, they're very business friendly. So we just basically, fill out the form and then I go over to the Secretary of State and fill their form out. And then, and looks like my family's coming out. So, but, and now the structure of it, that's well, the fees are $300 for the second, let's see, $50 for the Secretary of State. So let's round it up to 400 bucks. I can cover that. I know Sandman, you had some, here, I know you had some concerns with, putting money in, but people traveling to Austin, they're going to pay flights and lodging and all that stuff. Um, so I don't mind doing that. Now the structure of it, I'm gonna have to get with an entertainment lawyer. I found a couple that I've been reaching out to. They haven't responded. You kind of have to schedule it in. Um, One of them was like 200 bucks for a 30-minute, guidance session. So the structure itself, I can't answer that completely, but the liability portion of it is if anybody gets sued, it's going to be the production and only the assets in the production, from the way I understand it. So unless we do something like egregious, like I punched somebody or something, right? Like that was totally. I'm gonna head into the garage, so if I cut out, you don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Um,
can just jump back in if you cut out, Ed. No worries.
yeah. So that's how much. But I'll have more information on that after I talk to the entertainment lawyer, and that
Okay.
way we can set it up properly and to protect ourselves. Really, it's our assets. Like if we're gonna get, I don't want to get sued. Like I don't want to
Ed,
have to.
can you also find if there's like an umbrella policy we can pay for? I can get that. Usually umbrella policies aren't that expensive. I know there's like a 6 month, monthly, whatever, yearly. So let's look in. Do you mind asking that question to the entertainment lawyer as well? Yeah. So if you cut out,
He's getting cut off. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we can reconvene. But how's it going? Thanks for joining us. We were just talking about logistics. And we can't hear you, so we're going to continue, okay? And then when you jump back in, we'll pick it up. So cool. The name piece, we can decide on that. I was like, just like Warrior, BFK Warriors, or I don't know, LLC. I think we can just vote on that offline. Someone has a cool name, put it out there, and we can vote on it. And then yeah, and the one thing I had told Ed is like, if you are spending your personal money on anything, let's just keep track. Then if that in that spreadsheet, and if this does become something like, who knows, whatever, I want to make sure everyone is properly like reimbursed. So just keep track of any, like that's what I mentioned to Ed, because when he said that it costs $300-400 for the LLC, just keep track of that. So yeah, letting everyone know to do the same. So but yeah, if we have an umbrella policy too, I think that'll protect us a little bit more from a liability standpoint. So any other questions related to LLC or um, legal stuff?
Well, I mean, my question is, I mean, because there's certain things on the script that is like, you had the hatch, and there's certain stunts that is happening, so that actually could, you know, could potentially, be a concern for an insurance company or something like that, right? Because usually when you do low budget films and they're non-union or they're union, that's sorry, my sound is really bad. Usually it becomes a little bit of a liability, and SAG wants someone there to make sure that stunt person, that nothing happens, it's like, and that's you just, I mean, obviously this is non-union, but um, for for an insurance company, I'm assuming that could create some sort of a red flag. I don't know. So there's something to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we
Because
can when
post, if it's gonna be, if a lot of things is going to be done in post, then that's something that you probably want to have that written down, or you know, uh, that's what I'm thinking. Because you do have
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
and
options, certain things. You have the car running, then you have Maureen getting hit with a, the what is the axe, then
yeah. Some of the props and stuff, I've been talking to
oh, and then you have the gun
Ricardo.
scene too. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so we'd have to yeah, he's gonna help with the prop piece and the the makeup and everything. So, but yeah, to your point though, and so like yeah, we can decide like what we want to do in post, and that's why I tried to break at least on the Excel spreadsheet, tried to break things down by scene, and if it seems too complicated, like we haven't dove in deep into scene by scene because I was still like sharp, tightening things up, and I think we're pretty much there now. And then the only thing is dialogue, which we can worry about later. But like I think one of the next meetings, or even if we sync at a different time, has to be related to like these scenes, like what's actually feasible, what's not, and then can we do it in post. So we still have to do that exercise. We'll do that from insurance perspective. Yeah, those are probably some questions we want to ask the lawyer
Yeah,
too.
because
So
I mean,
we'll
for
do
instance,
that.
in my building, right? You know, when we have a worker to come over and work for us, any vendor, whatever, we usually request for them to have a insurance, you know, so and basically as a building we also have an insurance just in case if somebody trips or whatever. There's also, you know, that one that I used to have for my apartment. If anything comes and works in my apartment and gets hurt or whatever, it is like that's covered just in case. But it could be just probably like a general one, you know, insurance that could just cover the
Yeah,
day's stuff.
yeah, we'll get that. Yeah, I think, and that might be also a requirement. State might be to check off is that you have insurance. So we'll definitely get that. I mean, yeah, for sure. Um, and Ed, when you investigate, I see you're back on. Like when you're investigating, let me pitch it in for the LLC piece, like how much insurance costs are, and then I can jump in there. So, and I'm looking real quickly. There's like all these film production limited liability insurance companies out there. I mean, we can just
Yeah.
probably pick one, so not a big deal. Cool. Ed, sorry, you cut out. Did you want to finish anything up?
I think y'all finished up the insurance part of it. Yeah, that's going to depend. Also permitting. I've been finding that 'cause right now, what I'm trying to figure out if we're on the lake, do we need a permit, right? And so it does
Right.
look like we're going to need one, and that's another reason for the LLC because um they all ask whether for the production the name of the company. It's not they'll ask for
Yeah.
the person to contact, but they all want all the permits, all any insurance related things are gonna. I think it's gonna have to go through an LLC just for that purpose.
Yeah.
Um, and another thing with the permits, what that I'm finding out is that if we have stunts, like props, any prop weapons, any kind of stunts, we have to check with the police department. They have to approve it and may even require a police officer to be present during that specific shoot. And I'm guessing it's because of, if you're having a fight scene out in the yard, people might call in the police and say, hey, there's somebody with an axe or a gun or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that I'm waiting to hear back from the permitting department because I was like, well, what if we shoot it in studio? Do we even need that? And I'm waiting to hear back from them. So a lot of questions, and obviously, if you have any more, please send them to me. But once I get all that information, I'll keep everybody up to date. So on that front, legal LLC, that's what I have so far. And as far as permit,
Related to that for me was the Airbnb usage, because a lot of these Airbnbs, they're on to the fact that people rent them and film at them, and so there's either some clause where maybe there are some that are more film friendly and others that don't want you to do it at all, right? So I don't know if since you're boots on the ground, or we could do some research online as well to figure that out.
Hey,
I've been,
Sangam, and it's like since you were in Austin, Ed, are you also in Austin?
yeah.
I'm not in Austin. I'm in
Oh,
Minnesota, but yeah.
oh, why did I think that you were in Austin? Okay, sorry about that. Um, so is there like a family member or someone that might be just willing to, I don't know, like for a couple $100, just let us use their house for,
But we need something specific. That's why I was asking Ed about Airbnbs on the lake. So
okay. Oh,
That
got
might
it.
be
That's
super
right.
easy. That Yeah, when we talked about that last time as well, Adriana, like it would be super easy, like if there was an Airbnb on the lake to just kind of shoot, at the house and then on the lake as well. So that's kind of what we were thinking. But
Got it.
And one of the things I've been trying to do is trying to see if I can cross-reference Airbnb with Peerspace. Peerspace, I don't know if anybody knows about it. It's a website where you can rent like
yeah,
a property specifically for a film shoot, right? And so I'm trying to look to see if there's a listing that meets our needs that's both on the lake, has a dock, and that's listed on both, because then that'll give me, I can approach somebody much easier, that way, instead of getting an Airbnb and then asking, hey, do you mind if we shoot here, right? And
Yeah, they
so,
also film. A lot of people film in their houses as well, so they know if you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing.
right,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so there's that. Location wise, I still got to go to my friend's place out on Passes. He's got like 17 acres. Hopefully, to dig a hole and then we can have that, an actual hole in the ground, kind of to do that. The weather's been kind of crazy over here with thunderstorms and flooding. So hopefully, if we get more time, that'll give us a little more breathing room to get all that located. So yeah, locations. It's since we have very specific needs, that's been a little tougher to kind of find. Once we find it, we got to ask for the permission. Even so much to the point, another reason to have the LOC is that the LOC can rent it, and that way, if anything happens, the LOC is right. It would go
A
through the
dead
LOC
end.
directly,
It's just a
right?
dead end. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much where we are with that. I'm still, if we specifically really still want the reeds, I remembered that Lake Bastrop has reeds out there, um, but it's about an hour away, and I'll have to get out and I think they also rent pontoons out there, so that might hit. Um, that specific need. But I still have to drive out there and check. But the only problem with that, it's way across, like, it's far. It's like, you see, all these locations are like an hour away. For me, it's not
I
far
mean,
because I live here and I'm used to it. But we're gonna have to consider shoot days and where we want to be and how long it's gonna take to get there and back, right? Any other questions on the locations? I don't know if I left anything. I don't have my notes here with me, so.
Have we? Yeah, sorry, I joined late, guys. How's everyone doing?
no.
Um, has the discussion of peer spaces been talked about at all, or no?
Yeah, Ed was just mentioning that. Yeah, he was just talking about cross-referencing what's available on PeerSpace and then on Airbnb. Yep.
I
I
mean,
just I dropped the link to Peer.
peer space is the best place for interior type spot because that's going to be for sure like, oh yeah, you can film here, you can do events here, blah 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 blah. That's what I used for the last film that I did. Is we just did a peer space and filmed it there and everything was good, all the interiors and stuff like that. So that would be
It's
something
awesome.
to like look
Yeah.
into. Even a nature stuff because some places just have like, oh, here's all the exterior stuff of something, and we can mess with the lake or something like that, or do something along those lines. I mean, but there's a lot of different things that you can probably do that in Austin. I'm looking at stuff in Austin right now. There is plenty of peer spaces, but yeah, it's just a matter of like finding the right one. So
Yeah, maybe we can each like do some research and then kind of land on and then see if there's any that we like and kind of vote on that. And then
yeah,
Rick was telling me that like Troublemaker Studios is actually big, and this is gonna be a good transition about talk about dates, but like there might be some spots within Troublemakers that we could shoot like outdoor scenes and stuff. So it might give us more than we are thinking. It might be, and then talking to Kevin too, I think there's some like access to rivers, not a lake, but at least rivers and stuff, a water feature. So,
yeah,
yeah, I think when we go and try to scout the location, we can kind of go through a checklist and see what everything they have and kind of make some decisions from there too.
yeah.
Again, when are
Um,
you doing the
yeah,
walkthrough?
so that's a good question. So that's one of the things I want to decide. So two things for sure. And let's start with the easy one because I think we all kind of agreed. So I talked to Kevin. Kevin's like, we're gonna do whatever it takes to make this happen.
Hmm.
Like unless there's something going on, which I know they're shooting Incognito in August. Hopefully they're done. If that, he's If that moves out, that's the only thing that would impact us. So we should have a contingency plan. But I think we decided maybe September, the weekend of September 11th. Is that good for the actual shoot? So we said 4 days, so maybe Thursday through Sunday or Friday through Monday. We can kind of we should decide. I think Kevin, the way I've noticed with Kevin, if you give him specific dates, he's easier to react to versus, hey, can I pick between these two? So he's a busy guy, so we should give him specific dates. And with if that's a shoot date, and then the walkthrough date, I think we're trying to decide. Like, I think for some folks, the weekend of July 18th would work, right? Dan, is that still good for you? I think, and Dave, that would work for me. I don't know how much time we need,
That's
like
not
depending on
gonna
where
work.
you.
That's not gonna
Oh,
work
it's
for
not
me
gonna
too.
work.
No,
Oh, okay.
not
I'm
on the
sorry.
18th. I've had some stuff developed with my series that's quite exciting that I can't really talk too much about, but things
Well,
are changing.
congratulations.
So yeah,
Yeah, congrats. That's all.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So let's decide then. Like, pick. Is there a date that would work for folks? Like, what dates would work for a walkthrough?
I'm coming back from a major like outdoor adventure on the 8th. So I think that's like the Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think. So I feel like if we got started on the Thursday, I'd be completely gassed. So like Friday would be my vote.
July 10th, you're saying? You're talking about the walkthrough, right?
Oh no,
Ben?
I'm just sorry. I'm not. I thought you were talking. We talking about September 10th or whatever the
Yeah,
Thursday.
that's for the shoot. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, I
okay.
mixed up.
Sorry. Are we talking about a different set of dates now?
No, no, no. We're talking about two different things. So one is the walkthrough and one is the shoot date. Um, yeah, sorry to confuse you. Let's start with the walkthrough. Like, and not everyone needs to do the scouting, the location scouting of so whoever wants to, you can come. I don't know if we need more than a day or two. Um, but that's the first date. Let's decide on that one first. If it works out for folks.
I mean, for me, it's like, the 11th, the weekend of the 10th or the weekend of the 17th. Honestly, I'll just like try to be flexible and do my best to make it and not try to make the group change their schedule to mine. And if I can't make it, that sucks. But you know what I'm saying? So I would say anywhere, in the end of July to the beginning of August, whatever, works. I'll do my best to be a part of it.
Yeah. Dave,
Yeah,
since
I'm
you're a
kind of leaning.
DP.
I'm kind of leaning on the end of August, like the end of August, or sorry, the end of July. Sorry, end of July would probably be best for me too.
What date specifically? The end of weekend of July or?
Like the 26th, that last week, like 26th to the 31st.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I can only do weekends because of my work schedule.
Yeah.
How much time would we need, Dan, do you think, for scouting?
I think it's probably just like, 3 days maybe. I think one long day at Troublemaker Studios is gonna do wonders for us, just envisioning the space, taking photos, seeing what from the script we could take out of like, off, bring it back to the location, at the studio and kind of help us out. So I think we need one day for that, and maybe one day if we want to look at some of these other places that Ed has kind of, scouted for us as far as Airbnbs or other kind of shoot locations where we're digging, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 to 3.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, August would be hard because that's when they're shooting. 25th, 8th. And who else would want to go on a scouting trip? I think for sure maybe Dave, Dan, Ed, if you're available for sure because you're local. Is anybody else any dates that you want to consider for anybody else? I think Eric wanted to go too, but I don't know. He's not here today.
I'm pretty much open to, especially on the weekend. I'm pretty much open to any.
Yeah, weekend would be best too for sure.
If
And
it
if,
comes down to 8th and 9th, make it work. For July.
What's that,
18th
Dave?
and if it comes down to you guys settle on the 18th and 19th, I will make it work. So,
Okay.
all right.
Well, let's put it pencil in that just for now. Go ahead, Ed. Were you saying something?
No.
Yeah, maybe we pencil in the 18th and 19th, and then I gotta ask Kevin if that's cool if we walk through that day. But yeah, it's better to give him a specific date. So maybe what we could do is like fly in on the 17th, 18th go to Troublemaker, and then 19th do the outdoor stuff, and then fly back on the 19th or something, or the 20th, whatever people's schedules allows. I'd probably come in late on Friday night on the 17th, and then leave on the 19th. Should we do that? Should we pencil in that? I'll request it from Kevin. Is that cool?
Let's see if that's, you know, mostly working, and then we can start looking at flight prices, so we're not booking way too late, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so let's do that, and then the next one is the September date. Yeah, so Ben, you were mentioning this one. So you were saying you'd prefer start on Friday, the 11th. You said, Ben?
Just to avoid the possible headache where I'm not able to get in on the 10th, because I'm gonna be done with my. I have a trip until the 9th, so I just wanted to give myself. I can totally try for the 10th.
Yeah.
I mean, so if it's better for everybody involved, I'll work with the 10th.
Is there a reason why we're picking that week, or that date? Could
No,
early
no,
September?
well, early September is like Labor Day weekend, so I think we want to avoid the holiday travel weekend because September 7th is Labor Day. That's the first weekend in September.
So you want to do it towards the
Yeah.
end then? Towards the
Well, I
end of
just think yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the more time the better, right? And I don't know that there's a reason to rush for the beginning of September unless there's something I don't know about.
No, I think no.
Um,
I don't think there's. We just need to decide. Yeah, there's no rush. Kevin sounds flexible. We just need to give him a specific date, and then kind of stick with it. So
What
are you
if
saying? Yeah,
here's my proposal is that after we can give him a date that we could, with the understanding that it might change after we scout. You know, because I think as we get a little further, our schedule and our needs will shift. Hopefully things will become easier and we'll need less time, but there's a possibility that the reverse could happen as well.
yeah.
You know, if we want to
So
give
what-
a soft, book a soft date, I'm all for that.
yeah. So would the weekend of the 11th still work, or do you want to push that out further? You're saying, Dan? September.
No, that's fine. I guess I was just feeling a little concerned for Ben. Like if he's stressing out about that, what's the reason? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can push it out to the 18th. I mean, if that's what you like, would that help? Would uh
No, it was for the scouting in July kind of thing. Hey, but in September, September I have I'm kind of I'm attached to another film, although I haven't had much information, and we're getting close to both of these things. So there's no solid date for that yet. I was thinking that's probably going to be more the end of September, so I think I'd be able to work with the date that we have penciled in right now. We just discussed for Pontoon. So
I mean, and also it's like I'm gonna make every effort to be there, obviously, but I'm starting to work on another film, and I know we have a deadline in October. So like, I don't know what's gonna happen if the later we get into September. Like, I don't know entirely what my schedule is, and but that's just kind of just something I want to put out there. Obviously, I'm gonna make every effort to be a part of as much of it as possible.
for sure, Dan, and we want you to. So
Yeah, yeah. No, but I guess it's like if it was in October, I would know I'd have probably way more free time. But if it's in September, that's I'm just gonna be as flexible as I can.
Oh yeah, I
So
hadn't
you,
considered. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, Sangam. Sorry,
I
you
was just
go
gonna
ahead.
say I hadn't even thought about October. So, and then yeah, I don't know. It's good either way.
Like I
I think
said, you know, I don't know that we have to like, you know, have a hard date that does not change. You know what I'm saying? We could just have a soft whatever. You want to say September 18th, or that's fine, and then we'll just see what happens. You know.
yeah. I think though the piece is like travel and stuff, like arranging like flights and hotel. I think that's the piece we want to try to get ahead of. Um, and of course,
Yeah,
like
I mean, maybe you
making
make
sure
that
that
decision after the scout, so you could make it early
After the
August or
scout.
something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that means by July, once you do the walkthrough, then you'll know better, right? And then that you'll
I think
put
so.
a date on it closest to the
That's
shooting.
just my thought. I mean, yeah, I mean, whatever you guys feel comfortable with, but that's just my thought.
yeah, yeah. We just need something for at least for because I think Kevin also is penciling stuff in, like writing stuff in. So we just need something, and they're flexible too. Like it sounds like he's super flexible. So if we need to move it, that's cool. We just need to block their calendar too, just so they know that hey, there's a group that wants to come and shoot. So.
So, Ed, you might be able to answer this question better than anybody. You know, is there a time of year where weather will be more on our side or less on our side? Obviously, I know summer there's thunderstorms and things like that, but like, are we looking at September, October? What's the weather like over there that time of year?
Uh, I mean, obviously every year is different, but lately the storms should stop June this month,
Okay,
and then it just gets hot. Like it's it's hot, hot, hot uh,
until when?
till till September. I mean, kind of sometimes even the first couple of weeks of October. But
Yeah,
now we're
yeah.
talking about it's more 90s and not 104, right? Like it's so it's just gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot and sunny. Um,
Humid.
and yeah, well, we might get the occasional thunderstorm, but now that's, I mean, typical. It's hard to say. Like sometimes you just get, you know, rain. But the last couple of years, storms, and then we're just hot up until October.
Yeah, well, I guess we would just have in the schedule, we'd have to have some contingency plans for if it does rain, how do we not lose, you know, an entire day? Maybe we shift the schedule or just have to kind of plan around it the best we can.
Yeah, move things to indoors or something if it does rain.
Yeah, just we'll
Yeah,
figure out what our options are.
yeah, yeah. Maybe we could take some thunderstorm shots too. That would be kind of cool. I know that's not written in there, but let's take advantage of the weather, you know? I'm all about
Of
that.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd actually be pretty dope. Um, cool. Let's do this, guys. Let's just say let's just have a temporary date of 11th through the 14th September, just to have something, and then we will,
Sure.
uh, you know, once we go scout it, then kind of firm it up a little bit more. And then I'm okay shooting in October too, if it works for other folks as well. So as long as it's around,
October
yeah, go ahead.
for October 4th, I'm out that week. I'm gone the
Okay,
entire week. But I mean, if the
I
shoot
can.
goes on without me, like I'm not gonna.
We want you there.
Yes, sir. Like everyone that's showing up in these meetings has to be there. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we'd love to have you, like whatever part you're playing a part, and this is huge, and I can't believe this is happening. So this is very exciting. So we want to make it work. We'll make it
Yes.
work for everyone, like in this group. So I appreciate you, all of you guys. So let's do that. Is that cool? Like, what I'll say is, hey, Kevin, we're gonna try to come out. Does that work for July 18th, right? 18th, 19th. Let me put that. I
Yeah.
almost forgot. Right, Dave? You
Yeah.
said that
Yeah.
was the way you can make it. Okay.
I'll make it work.
Scouting. And then I will say, hey, we're thinking about September and then the dates will firm more up. We'll firm the dates once we scout. Troublemaker. Cool. Because that'll be huge to kind of like get that squared away, I think. Is that cool, guys?
Yeah.
Team?
That's cool.
Yeah, I
No,
think
the one I had is like, I'm sorry, on the Scout, if we do have an Airbnb in mind, we could stay at that Airbnb on the Scout as a group if it's not like insanely expensive, and then we can kind of be in the space. I don't know,
that's a good point.
unless
That's a good point.
unless we're scouting that when we're there as well.
Yeah. Who all wants to go on the, so I have a rough number. So for sure, Dave and Dan, and then Ed. So me is 4 people. Who else would like to go on the skip?
I would love to go, but I'm not going to the scouting. More for the shooting time in my end. I mean, and for me, it's like the furthest we can go in September, that'll be great, but I understand if that cannot happen. So.
Okay. Yeah, so 4 of us for sure. Ben, do you want to,
No,
do you have a
so
bet?
I can't make the scouting. However, and I don't know if you guys actually have such a list of locations yet. I would love to research locations to see, if there are any special permitting obstacles or like just have a better sense of what.
Yeah, you should work with Ed. You should team up with Ed. He has a really good understanding. I think you guys would be great together on that.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks,
Ed's
man.
on it. Huge. Okay, so 4 people for sure. So the 4 of us. What we could do, Dan, like I'll research some Airbnbs, like even if it's in the vicinity, right? The stuff I was looking for before was like a 10-person house, 10, 12-person house, so they're a little bit bigger and more expensive. But if we're like,
Right.
for example, if it's Lake Travis, we can find a 4-person place and just be in the vicinity, so kind of at least get a sense for. And who knows, we can maybe rent a pontoon. Let's. I mean, I'm
Right.
okay renting a pontoon.
Unless it
Check it
makes
out.
more sense to be
You know?
closer to Troublemaker. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lake Travis is not that far from Troublemaker, I don't think. I
Okay,
can check
cool.
that. Yeah, because that's at the airport. Uh, yeah, so it shouldn't be bad. Troublemaker.
Yeah,
Studios.
and
Okay.
I already went out to the lake that's close to Troublemaker.
Which lake is
And
it, Ed?
the dock is closed and the water is low, so we couldn't use it anyway.
When is the water usually highest in the spring? Like it's only going to get lower from here?
Yeah, it's only going to get lower from here. But that particular lake they're doing because
Potentially for
they closed the dock because they're renovating it. So it's not due to the water. It's just they're renovating
dredging.
like it's a park. It's a park. Decker Lake.
What Decker Lake? Yeah, that's right next to. Okay, I see it. Decker is east of Troublemaker, like really close. I lied. Lake Travis is 40 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I thought Lake Travis was closer.
Yeah, it's all right. We could figure out
Yeah,
that.
I don't.
Like, it's
Yeah,
not
I don't know about
necessary that we
the
stay
travel
at it,
time
but
to me, because we're probably gonna have to section off like all outdoor
Yeah,
activity anyway to its own
exactly.
day.
Right.
And any travel time will be between days. I think that's my theory
Yeah,
about how
exactly.
it's gonna work out.
Yep. I think you're right.
And I'm thinking is like, do you guys like probably need to rent a van or something like, or is, I mean, for the
like
shooting
If it's
time
just a,
Transpo.
to traveling
yeah,
back
if
and
it's
forth?
I'll probably have a rental car anyway, so definitely gear can be moved in the car I rent.
yeah, a couple
Okay.
of us. I'll probably rent a car too. So between all of us, we'll probably have enough. Cool.
Okay, cool.
All right. This is exciting. Oh, Ben, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ben. Ben had a cool idea of like splitting the and from this is from the script, the phone chat between Finn and Sam, and bringing that up and actually having Finn and chat physically meet in the beginning. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. So that way the spot where Finn and Rain hang out lands harder with more weight. Because we've already shown
Yes.
the relationship. I think that was a pretty dope idea. So I've already changed that, Ben. So I appreciate it. I'll post the new update to the script.
Yeah,
And I think
so I mean, it kind
with
of,
that,
yeah. Again, I don't really. It's hard to visualize without knowing like the locations we're working with. It kind of, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know if we have like a situation where we have exterior, where there's always the weird thing about going from exterior to interior logistically, like so. But I guess we can figure it out that way too. But it can be like a doorway chat. It's not that. It won't be that hard.
that's one thing I was trying to popped in here, Ben, but that's what I'm trying to track here in terms of Shen. So what we could do is we could, for example, all the interiors, and we can organize it by day as well. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, and that was the point of this like scene by location piece. Of course, this will definitely need to get updated now that I've changed some things around. But like I've tried to put this up in here as much as possible. And here, let me share a link to this if you don't have it. But that's a way for us to manage this, I think, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Double link. And folks that are, and Eric's not here, but folks that are bringing equipment, please start dropping like whatever, whenever you get a chance, the equipment list of stuff. So we try, and then Rick's gonna be in here, and to keep track. Yeah, so he's got some. There's some notes in here, I think. And Ed, appreciate you kind of filling this out. Ed's been working on tracker sheet number here, so thanks. But this Ben, if you if you want to kind of dive in thoughts, just feel free to drop some notes or something. We can keep track of it that way.
Yeah, if it's anyone with a link, I think that should be the default. No one's gonna fuck with it.
Yeah, it says. Check. Can you hear me? You should be able to access. Cool. Cool. So Ben, go in there. I'll update this based on the new scene, so we should be good.
That's
Yeah,
great.
Ben, that's awesome. I think Ben, you, Dave, and Eric, make sure you guys are in lockstep in terms of because you guys have the equipment, and so that'd be huge for you three to stay connected.
I think one of the cool things also about having this time, I know because a lot of us, is that we can sort of do our own kind of camera and sound tests, and then kind of share, those tests with each other before, we ever even meet up, right? So like, even if I don't understand anything about sound, which I don't understand anything about sound, I still know what sounds good. So Ben, if you have examples of what those field mics sound like that, we'd be like, oh, that's dope. That'll work perfectly. Like I've never used any kind of AI stuff. So if, for instance, Dave has some like AI implementation that he thinks would work really well or something, Dave, you're the AI guy basically, right? that correct?
Dave's on mute. I think Dan's done some AI stuff
Oh,
too.
maybe Dan. Maybe
Yeah, I'm working on an AI film at the moment.
Oh yeah. So I like, uh, yeah. So just but the same goes for every department. Like the more we can show each other what we're doing, what we're up to before then is the better.
We want to set up some sort of Dropbox or something where, you know, if we are collecting stuff like this sort of selfie style things for the documentary, that a place we could just sort of upload stuff, kind of collect them.
Yeah, I've been putting stuff in Google Drive, but I can set up a Dropbox. Not a big deal. It's that should be pretty straightforward. I can do that. But everything right now is in a is in a Google Drive.
Just kind of like a self-tape kind of thing. Is like documentary style with the phone. You don't care about the quality, Sangam. No, right? Like you want it super raw kind of thing.
Yeah, I think are the better. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't purposely like put on music right before you start talking, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would make.
Yeah, let me show you. I'll share the Google Drive. I think I can do that right now. Is the Dropbox better? Is it? Does it hold more? I think maybe
Yeah,
15 gigs.
13 gigabytes.
Bigger than gigs.
Yeah.
Gigs, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
15 gigs. If we're
honestly, yeah, honestly, I
go
don't
ahead.
think we need the documentary footage right now. It's just, record yourself. Like I said, after the meeting, just record yourself with your thoughts and feelings. If you're testing mics, testing lenses or cameras, record yourself doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that was fun. I
We'll
was
need
just
all
thinking
that
of a way
footage.
to collect it in case people like, you know, store it on their in their hard drives and like forget where it is. That, you know, but I don't care. We don't have to collect it if it's too big of a deal.
No, I'm also saying too, because of the quality of when you do a self-tape, you usually do airdrop. So you don't lose the quality of the recording, right? Because every time you download it somewhere, you lose quality of the video.
The compression, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think Ben, the stuff that Ben, the other Ben's talking about is just like the quality stuff. Like if you're using certain microphones, certain cameras, like just to share that with each other. Like the documentary piece, I think, yeah, that's separate. We'll keep that going. That doesn't really matter where we're storing that, but in terms of like we're doing tests with equipment, I think that's the part we want to easily access. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that exactly. That should be a little bit more sort of official in some place. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let me check. I'll do a quick research, Dan, on check on Dropbox, see what the size limits are, and then either yeah, Dropbox or Google Drive. 15 gigs. We're gonna
Cool.
if we're doing video recording, 15 gigs is gonna fill up fast.
Yeah, you go pretty quick.
Yeah. Cool. All right, that's all on my end. What else? There's some people that auditioned that I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So Ed set up backstage. There's like a lady. She's really good. Did for Stephanie, but I think she's a better Marin. So I can share that video with you as well. And there's another guy that auditioned for Varun, but I think we'll give like the voiceover um, to folks that can't make it, maybe from Giorgio, right? It's yeah, Giorgio. Yeah, maybe somebody like him. But yeah, it's so cool to see people like reading the actual lines. I think we're gonna need to do more of the reading the lines piece to tighten up the dialogue. But that was super cool to hear somebody. I had not experienced that before, so that was really cool to read the words that you put on paper. So, but yeah, that's all I have. So I'll ping Kevin on the dates for us, the scouting date and potential shoot date. And then I think a bunch of us are gonna research the Airbnbs, peer spaces. Then I will update the tracker I'll update tab 3, the scenes by location, Ben, so you hopefully take a look at that as well. And feel free to partner amongst yourselves on the areas that you guys are working on together as well. So yeah, thanks for creating the Discord channel for us. It's been super easy to track things. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had a question. This is like equipment type stuff, since a lot of it is, the camera stuff is one thing. It's another thing for the grip stuff, the lighting, the G&E stuff. Like that stuff's a lot. So that's something to consider, like either renting in Austin or seeing if we get some help over there through Troublemaker, maybe some connections over there. But camera and lenses stuff is one thing I think is manageable, and audio stuff. But the actual, grip and electric type stuff, that's gonna be heavy duty types, transportation.
Dave, do you mind? Yeah, do you mind putting it to get a list together, and then what I can do is I can even ask Kevin if it's possible, and if not, maybe we can work with
Yeah,
Ed to rent it.
I'm adding in the things that I know I can bring, for
Cool.
the camera stuff, the camera bodies, the glass, camera support stuff. Um, and then the light. I have all this stuff, but it's just a matter of getting it from San Diego to Austin. That's a that's a lot
That's
to
more. Yeah,
drive.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So wait,
Yeah.
sorry, maybe I missed this. Are you guys going to go to Troublemaker along with this location scout? Is that the plan?
Yeah, so the scouting will be Troublemaker and any external.
Yeah, you can do that at the time. You can also just ask, hey, you know, Kevin, do you guys got UFC stands, light stands that we can use? I mean, they probably do. They probably, or
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least they have a reliable source for those things. We don't have to, you know, be
Yeah, because a sprinter van is like $460 a day over
yeah,
here. It's
exactly.
gonna be a hefty amount.
Yeah, we can ask. I'll ask Kevin for sure. Yeah, if I have that list, Dave, we can ask ahead of time, and then when we're there as well, we can investigate.
I mean, my thought process is with this. I mean, if we're gonna be, it just depends on how detailed you want to be. If we're gonna be really run and gun kind of thing, or if we're gonna be a little bit sparse and whatnot. I mean, it's manageable with minimal equipment. We just sticks and handheld, for camera type stuff, and then for lighting, you don't really need we don't really need much. We just need enough for backlight and some negative fill and it's some fill light, and I think we could do some really cool stuff. It's just a matter of creativity and whatnot, and just composition and the acting. That's what's really gonna make this thing really really go.
Really
Composition
pop
and
Yeah.
yeah.
for sure.
Sometimes they think that the actors as an afterthought, but it's not.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really important.
Casting,
Involved
casting.
from the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so.
I actually have to sign off, guys, but thank you. This is
Same.
actually pretty exciting. I think we're covering a lot more of my concerns than I thought, and it actually I'm getting way more excited the more we have these meetings, that I see we have people involved like Dave and Ed and Ben and everybody who's like really bringing a lot to this. So I appreciate it.
Sure. Appreciate all you guys.
All right. See you guys. Thanks.
All right. If
Awesome.
nobody has anything else, yeah. We'll see ya.
Bye, you guys.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Take care, guys. Yeah.
All
Keep in
right.
touch.
Talk soon. Bye.
All right, Ben.